Okay, back with part 2. Let me wait for it to catch up first. Okay, we're back at it with part 2. Let me make sure the audio is working correctly. Okay, we're back at it with part... Yeah, again, God, I sound like a dumbass. Okay, this is chapter 3, if you couldn't read. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but my controller had died, so... So yeah, there's that. The hell?
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room.
I'm gonna turn the TV down a little bit so it doesn't create an echo like it usually does.
Still torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Well, obviously I still have questions, because there's 3 more.
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
There's 2 more.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see.
And I just got 2 Facebook
I'll go with
notifications.
you, if only to reassure Silas.
Oh, that's what. A little message from... Oh,
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
there was still 1 more question, but I guess he didn't want to talk anymore. I wonder if the lighter will actually get hot from holding it for a while.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined. Poor kid. The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you.
Not to smash his grave,
Silas
yeah?
Winchester is still watching over.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe
Do tell.
that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's
I'll
go
plug my phone into the charger real quick.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Well, they're dead, so there's that. You really have to get a lantern at some point, because this is just not cutting it.
I'll have to find another entrance.
Majority of this game is just looking around
This entrance is
for the first half of it. Definitely gets, well, an axe.
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
Do you know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Quite a drop.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
Then can you put the
It's
shiny
painful
axe
to be the
down?
last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants
put
to
the X
restore the
down there.
reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a
Suppose
good
that's an
reason to
idea.
be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it. Vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Do I get any points? No, I did not. Got a bunch of stuff in my inventory though.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
I
You're
suppose.
right. Let's go.
What now?
Let's take a
Into
look
the
inside.
mansion.
I'm with you.
So if I split it up between the chapters, like I said I was gonna do, There should be around 14 of them, give or take. Let me just look that up real quick. Mini chapters. 14. No, look at that, a little bunch while I was away. Well, not really away, it was like 2 feet to the left.
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Oh, I got 2 more points. Let's put it into... investigation. Nothing over here? Nothing over there.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
Let's start with whatever the hell this thing is.
What kind of meat is this?
Well, based on the fact that I see eyeballs in the back of it, probably something like a squid. Maybe.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
Well, I would too if I found out that what I was eating had eyeballs on it.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Good reason too, probably. And fades to white again.
Hey, here. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we
Does
don't
it,
have
though?
all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control. It was already too late for the Hawkins.
Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sarah herself. Charles and Sarah's wedding
God damn
was
it.
painted by Sarah. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Don't need that anymore.
Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
Oh boy, reconstruction again.
Did someone escape the fire? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? Did it
And the
stop
clock,
at the time of the fire?
the lamp,
They had a fight. Why?
the shoe under the table.
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
And the painting.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
And cutscene.
This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. desperate attempt to flee.
You could say that.
And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
Much of this evidence simply contradicts the investigation's findings.
Really?
I wish there was a way I could get the subtitles to go a little bit bigger. But I can't.
I was under the impression the fire started around midnight.
Yes, and Silas banged on our door around 1 a.m. Poor devil ran so hard he was almost belching his lungs out.
This clock burned before 10 p.m.
That's impossible. What you imply? Silas never would have hurt the Hawkins family. Besides, Dr. Fuller confirmed the hour of death in his report. Your clock must have already have stopped.
So be it. Let's move on. It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down there. The left side has no mark. The door was open and that someone left.
For God's sake. I mean, if it's Charles or Sarah, they wouldn't have left their son.
They would rather die in the flames as a family instead of calling for help? I don't buy it.
Oh, yeah?
I can tell where young Simon was, but not his parents. Where were their bodies found?
I can't help you on that one. Charles and Sarah's bodies had already been carried away when I got here.
Of course they were.
Without your authorization. By whom?
Marshall, Andrews, Chief West. We never deal with cases like that, you know. So... well...
I found a bottle of whiskey. Empty.
Charles sure liked that drink.
No glass. I suspect one of them drank heavily to calm down. Charles, most probably.
That's pretty thin. Who says that bottle hadn't been there for a while?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked.
Of course the door is locked. Why wouldn't the door be locked? Book. More medicine. What's my medicine on now? Almost 2.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person.
Something hidden nearby. Little green dot, little green dot. Crowbar.
A crowbar could prove useful.
Don't know why I'm gonna need that crowbar, but
The lyrics
I'll take
of a
it.
drunken sailor, a sea shanty. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Been that while since Frankenstein was written?
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Another medicine book. I think that's all I'm gonna find down here.
Greek mythology. Hecate, goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla. Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century.
That lighter don't get off much light at all.
One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. "20,000 Leagues Under the Sea." Another story about the mysteries of the deep. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call
Letter
the
of
police?
complaint. Blah 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 blah. Disturbances. Disturbed someone. Oh well. Normal list of complaint.
Locked.
Hmm. Ooh. What's in here?
The boys' room. What was going through that boy's mind? The argument that led to that tragic end seems to have been simmering for some time.
Oh boy, another reconstruction.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems.
Oh, trophy.
That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
And exit the thing. The trophy thing doesn't pop up in the corner? Huh. Wonder why. Doesn't do that in videos, apparently.
What will her room reveal about her? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated, resorting to such a treatment.
Something hidden in here. is in this room, right? Not in the other room over here. Let's check it out anyway.
Perfect.
Well then.
Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
Probably nothing good. Nope, still says there's something hidden. Little green dot. Where the fuck is it? Little green dot. Is
A
that
barbiturate
it?
prescription. From Dr. Fuller.
Barbiturate? What the hell is that? Oh, the
That's a
sodium pill.
massive dose. Was Sarah violent?
I think it's for anxiety.
Bradley? Is that you?
Hello?
Is anyone there?
Wait a minute, ain't that him?
You! Stop!
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone.
I'm gonna have to go back up there and check the room again.
Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
Well, you go ahead. I'm gonna run back up there and check the room real quick. I don't think there's anything to check in here. I came back up here for nothing. Of course I did. I can't jump back down? Stupid.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? Seems like this came from a log. It looks like an old seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. This Dr. Fuller, was he Sarah Hawkins' therapist? They look like Celtic runes.
Do you really
Charles
think
must
that
have
your
brought
fugitive
them
came
back
in
from
here?
one of his foreign trips.
I don't see any way out.
Charles Hawkins was keeping her father's letters from her. Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. This panel is movable. Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism.
Use the crowbar.
I'd be better off not touching them for the moment.
I used the crowbar in a little bit after checking the room.
The Scylla. It's the boat
I
that
don't
was
know how to open
stranded
it,
at the
sure,
entrance
but
to the harbor, as if the bookcase has been moved several times.
I'm going to use the crowbar.
With this, I should be able to force the gears.
Oh, that actually fucking worked.
Well done, Pierce.
You know, I just realized all the parts of the games are very short. Because I'm pretty sure this is already the next chapter. I'll just keep playing. Or should I actually turn it off and start a new video? I don't want it to go over the hour marker, so I'll end the video and start a new one.